Welcome back. You are watching Moving Forward, the production of the Ben Grantstown Advancement Association with our very special guest, Miss Minolta Butler, future internationally acclaimed artist. You've heard of her start in the arts, and she mentioned just before the break that when she participated in the Central Bank contest, she displayed her coffee painting. Is that where the name Coffee Lady comes from?
Actually,
tell us about that.
Actually, no. I was nominated for the Bohemian Icon Award.
Okay.
And I was always called, people would call me the Coffee Queen. I had many names, the Coffee Queen, the Coffee Girl, the lady that paints with coffee, Coffee Girl. So when I was nominated for the Bohemian Icon Award, then they gave me the phrase, the Coffee Lady.
Yeah, I see.
So it was them who actually gave me the name.
But it was because you painted in coffee,
Right.
wasn't it?
Because I painted in coffee.
Let's look at this painting. This is a painting of your father.
Yeah, this is a painting of my father.
And it's painted
With coffee.
with coffee.
Coffee
I mean,
drink.
folks, we're talking coffee that you sit and drink.
Yes.
Right? How did you arrive at the idea to paint in coffee?
Well, everything, I think sometimes I would call it a mistake, but maybe it wasn't a mistake because it was one of those experiences where, you know, your creative instincts, what creators should have, that something happens unexpectedly and you go and you run with it. So that was something that I experienced. It was a spill, you know, a spill and a reaction to something in my mind saying, oh, okay, hey, I could use this, you know, I could use this to my advantage. You know, I messed up this beautiful piece I'm working on, but you know, I could use this, and I put it in the back burner until I was finished doing what I was doing, and then I got back to it and I practiced and, you know, say, okay, it came in stages. It was almost like, okay, this is a level of doing this, so let's take this to another level. Then it was experimenting. Then it was actually, then you go to a phase of learning what you're doing. Learning how to preserve it, because we are talking about coffee. We're not talking about paint where, you know, you put it on the surface and that's good. It
dries.
Yeah, it dries. Well, I had to actually go in and learn my medium, learn how to preserve it, you know, learn how to work with it, work around with it, you know, just learn how to actually use the medium and make it be effective enough.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that coffee? But you also paint with other, you know.
Wine.
Wine, that's the wine you drink.
That's the wine you drink.
You paint with wine. And what else?
Chocolate.
The chocolate you eat.
Chocolate you eat.
Oh my goodness. Again, those were follow-ups to this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So one idea stemmed to another idea.
Yeah.
Then it went on, it went on. Because when you really think about it, you know, it was almost like, okay, I'm doing coffee. So what else can I do? What else can I do? Oh, okay. What else do I do? Wine. Okay. People like wine. Why not do that as well? Learn that. You know, what else can you do? Chocolate.
Yes.
Now, why not? You know, I mean, it seems, I think this is one of those things that in my mind, people would be like, I don't understand this. And I wanted to show people that it is possible to do these things, you know? So I went ahead and I was like, you know what, let me show people what is possible, the possibility of doing something.
Which actually goes beyond just the art.
Yeah. It goes into being a creator.
Yes.
So that's the definition of a creator.
Yes.
Besides from being an artist.
Yes.
An artist next to a creator. An artist does, you know, art, drawing, paint,
Right.
like I said, but let's see what a creator does.
And that is amazing. And I think that signature name has carried you to high heights. Everybody loves to talk about the Coffee Lady on social media.
Right.
You are well known. They're always talking about you. Now, having done that, I know, at least from what you said, that there is something else new that you are ready to get into, but you don't want to announce it right now.
No.
And I agree with that. Some other technique that you'll be using. But you see you're growing.
Right.
You see you're growing from one stage to the other. What do you see for the future? I mean, where do you see you going?
I'm aiming towards, you know, I know we want to keep, Bohemian and being a Bohemian artist. We want to, grow within the country, but I would want to grow in this country and then grow out the country as
Yes.
well, because you want to be international.
That's right. It's a way of presenting the country.
Right, so it's representing the country. So that's what I'm aiming towards doing at this moment. That's getting my work in different galleries away, wherever, in different places. I have clients in many different countries. I have clients from China. I have clients from Germany. Like places like that. I have clients from France, Paris, where they actually have art,
fantastic.
the art,
Yeah, that's
the places of
yes,
art,
of course.
and it's so amazing that me, a small Bohemian gal, the Seg quote unquote Bohemian girl,
Yes.
little country that has people in countries where they just have amazing art, still find the time to say, hey, your art is unique enough to reach out to you.
That's right.
From there to here, to the Bahamas and say, hey, I want one of your pieces. So that's me. I feel as though that's me growing as an artist.
And that's sort of realizing and achieving your full potential, because you knew you could do it, but it is basically enforced when people call you to purchase the work that you have done. But let me ask you of the perception surrounding creative works in this country. Do you think it's sufficiently appreciated by the local people?
Okay, when I say I have to think about that, because I think, to be real, we are not fully and truthfully appreciated. And that's to be honest among our people. Sometimes I feel as though if a foreigner reaches out to you and they encourage you and stuff and other things like that, that's when we're appreciated by our own. It almost seems as though that people on the outer skirts appreciate you more, and then people, which are people, appreciate you when they notice.
Yeah, when
you're
you
being
become famous.
Right.
When you become famous.
And that's kind of disappointing.
Yes.
Because I know that from personal experience. I'm not speaking where I'm thinking that's what it is, because I've went through it. I had my stages of going where I would say things, people would be like, that's crazy. Don't do all that, that's too much work, you're doing too much. Just stick with doing this, and this is what we love. We love landscapes. I'm a landscape artist by heart, actually. And they're like, Bohemians don't be into all that, girl. And they would say this, I'm like, okay. Well, and that's my part where I kind of stood back and, and I said to myself, you know what, let me do my own thing.
Right.
Who's going to like my art is going to like my art. So, and then I would say, let me put it out there. Who likes it, and eventually it grew. But to be real, we're not appreciated.
That is true. Amos Ferguson.
Oh, that's a perfect
Amos
example.
Ferguson was not even known in the Bahamas until his art became famous internationally. And then suddenly Amos Ferguson, they name a street after him.
See that?
But he was here all the time. And unfortunately, that is the case. But it's manifested even more dramatically when you have people wanting to take advantage of your art for nothing. For example, I have a friend who is an excellent singer, excellent performer. He appears on the show very often. And we've got, mutual friends. And everybody wants, look, man, I'm having a birthday party. I'm having another voice. I want you to sing. I want you to sing for me. I want you to come and sing. And, it is quite audacious or ignorant for people to do that.
Right.
Because they have friends with a grocery store. They wouldn't go and say, look, give me all this stuff off the shelf. Give it to me free. Because an artist, a singer, that's his product.
Right. I think, I'm glad you brought that. I think that because they don't take it seriously.
That's what I mean.
They look at it as, okay, you sing, come and sing. That's not a big deal. Just come and sing, and no big deal. And
Yes,
I don't have to pay you.
No,
You're my
no,
friend.
no. Yeah.
It's almost like that, because it's the same thing with us visual artists. I like this picture. Bring me this picture. Draw me this picture, and don't worry about that. That's small things. You know the saying. That's small things. That ain't a big deal with you. And
That's right.
and for one, I've had to put my foot down with
That's
that as well, because I feel as though I had to be respected
That's
in
right.
order to be taken seriously.
That's right.
So once I did that, because when you look at me, if you look at me now, people judge you from your appearance.
That's
I
right.
look quiet. I am a humble person. I would take that in, but our definition of humble is scary,
That's right.
shy.
That's right. Yes.
So I had to put my foot down and say, hey, I need to make a living as well.
That's right.
I understand you're my friend, quote unquote friend,
Yes.
but I need to have a living, just how you are a banker and you need to pay your bills.
That's right.
I am an artist and I need to pay my bills.
Obviously.
I need to make a
right.
living. So I think they don't take,
They don't look at it that way.
they look
you
at
know?
it as something you just do.
That's right.
You
But
know?
this friend of mine, he laments quite frequently about that. Then we would turn around, import a foreign singer, and pay him a small fortune or her a small fortune. You understand? But then we want our local people to do it free. It was a favor.
Right.
So I trust that we will begin to appreciate the
hope so.
importance of respecting and recognizing the creativity of our performing and visual
I
artists.
agree because and that's how a lot of creators have given up,
Yes.
because I've heard and a lot of people come to me and they talk to me and they're like, Minolta, how do you do it? How do you keep on going? And I say this, it might sound easy for me to say, but you just have to believe in what you're doing.
Right.
A lot of people are going to say, no, that doesn't make any sense, but you have to actually have that confidence in yourself to say that, okay, this is what I want to be. I want to be a creator. This is my style. This is what I do. Not everybody is going to appreciate what you do, but you know what? Force it down their throats if you have to. Show them that you're doing it. And once they see you're doing it and you're consistent, then you will earn your respect eventually. It might not be now. Sometimes it's not until you pass away.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you're not living here on earth as an artist.
Look at a Joseph Spence, for example. A Joseph Spence, I mean, he's one of the wonders of the music industry abroad. But we didn't appreciate him here until others began to rave about him. And then we began to tune in and we began to say, maybe he's a great. It could be that we lack the ability to appreciate some of these things. And we either don't have that or we have to wait for outsiders to validate. I think that's it. I think we have been so accustomed to having outsiders come and validate us, validate our efforts, that unless and until they come and say that by honoring you, purchasing your work, then we don't have a full appreciation. Yes. Folks, we're going to be right back. This is very interesting, and we've got such an accomplished young lady with us who knows who she is, what she's doing, where she wants to go. Nothing is going to stop her. We're so proud of you. Don't go away, folks.
Only love can save us now. Only love.